We finished out our summer by moving from the West into the Midwest, visiting places like Nebraska, South Dakota, and Wyoming. And we also had our first run-in with Mother Nature.
Thanks for joining us as we check out some new parts of the country.
We decided to stop in Scottsbluff, Nebraska because it was a big stopping point on the Oregon Trail. I really love learning about the Oregon Trail and imagining traveling through this country in a wagon, so it was very cool to explore and learn more about the history of the area. Plus, the views from the top were an extra bonus. One thing we noticed in Scottsbluff was that the mosquitoes were absolutely terrible, so it was really funny to see a quote in the museum.
You might be asking, what is it they're riding? Well, that'd be a punishment horse, of course. We traveled east across South Dakota. We started out near the Black Hills and then worked our way to Wall and the Badlands. We also made it to the Missouri River. Driving up to Mount Rushmore brought us through some crazy narrow tunnels. I think we maybe saw one other truck about as big as us while we drove to Mount Rushmore and around the Needles Highway. These were definitely some of the windiest and narrowest roads we've been on for quite a while. This was definitely one of the narrowest tunnels, but also had one of the coolest views of Mount Rushmore at the end.
One of the days that we were camping in South Dakota, we got a notification on our phones that a severe thunderstorm was coming. Within 20 minutes, we noticed swirling clouds coming straight towards us and really didn't have a lot of time to prepare.
far the biggest hail we'd ever seen. Thankfully, the only damage really was to our Starlink dish, and the mirror on our truck broke, and then we have quite a few dents, but no real damage other than that.
We did some more boondocking over the summer, and one of our favorite places that we boondocked was called Vedauwoo Campground, just outside of Laramie, Wyoming. This was a really cool area to see and explore. It had some really unique rock shapes that we got to see, and overall we just love camping in places that are a little more remote sometimes. It makes it really fun, and it feels like you kind of have the whole world all to yourself.
From Vedauwoo, we headed to the Wall in Wall, South Dakota. We really enjoyed learning about the Badlands, and it was crazy how it all used to be a shallow sea, and there's even still fossils of all sorts of different sea creatures. Badlands is also another dark sky park, so the stargazing was amazing. There was also so many different layers and colors, and it was interesting to learn how quickly it's eroding. Make sure you get there and visit before it completely disappears in about 500,000 years. Getting to camp on top of these amazing Badlands.
Another place we were pretty excited to visit was Wall Drug. You definitely can't miss that you're coming up on it. There are billboards everywhere. This was a super fun stop just along I-90 where we got to walk around and get some coffee, donuts, do a little bit of shopping and sightseeing, and overall it was just a really cute stop. We did a lot of hiking while we were visiting Badlands National Park, and one of our favorite hikes was the Notch Trail. The Notch Trail leads up into the Badlands formations and allows you to look out over the plains in South Dakota. The views were really, really incredible. One of the most unique things about this hike is that you get to climb a rope ladder up the Badlands formations to get to the viewpoint. It was a lot of fun. Neither one of us had done a hike like that before, where you have to do a little bit of climbing to get to the end of the hike. When we were walking up here in the middle of the Badlands, we could really tell how they got their name. You feel like you're trapped in the middle of a desert. There's no water to be seen anywhere. The sun is blazing down on you, and it really isn't an easy terrain to navigate. But once we got to the top, the views were worth every minute of the hike we had spent. You can see just how beautiful it is to look over the plains of South Dakota, and really from the top you can tell just how much the Badlands stand out. They're very unique for the area, and they don't really seem like they fit in anywhere else, so it's a really fun place to visit. Climbing down the rope ladder for me was a lot harder than climbing up it. Some of the steps were pretty far apart, and I'm a little short, so I definitely took it slow on the way down. Thanks so much for watching and sharing in our adventures across the United States. We love making these videos and sharing them with you guys. Thanks so much for joining us on the journey.